Hi, blessed authors. I am live for day 25 of the 30-day live challenge. And can you guys believe that we are almost there? We are almost there. So I am Tahira. I am a Christian author, teacher, and the owner of Tahira Gift Consulting, where I help faith-based entrepreneurs to make an impact and income with books and digital products. And today's live, we are going to be talking about, actually, it's a story time. It's a story time, you guys. We are talking about freedom to walk in purpose. So, freedom to walk in purpose. But I also want to say happy July 1st. We are in a new month, and super excited to just, you guys were almost there. I'm super proud of myself for staying consistent with this 30-day live challenge, and it's been a lot of fun. And so if you did not know, one of the inspirations behind me starting this 30-day live challenge is because I have a new book that's coming out. It's called Freedom Today, and it's 7 keys to activate more joy, walk in purpose, and have inner peace in your life. And that book is going to come out on July 7th. So we are on the countdown, right? It's July 1st. And so, but what I wanted to do today in the story time and talking about the freedom to walk in purpose. I have shared with a lot of you guys throughout these lives how, I self-published my first book in 2015, how I am the author of over 20 books. And you guys know me a lot of you guys know me from my signature book, 6-Step Blueprint, that teaches you how to write a book, how to self-publish and market your book. And this book, makes me consistent royalties every single month on Amazon, KDP. And so one of the things that I've been able to do that I'm blessed and I'm grateful is show other authors how to also write a book, right? And market that book so you can make that consistent royalties. And then we talked a lot about last week, if you missed, going beyond the book, which is something I really am passionate about helping you guys do. But I know that I've written over 20 books, and I think it's always important to just share where you started. And so guess what I have for you guys today? I have my very first, I brought them out, some of my very first self-published books. And the first one is actually kind of, it's an important part of the story of why I am writing my new book and kind of the topic that we're talking about today, which is freedom to walk in purpose. And I want to show you guys my very first chapter book. This was my very first nonfiction chapter book. It's called Freedom for Today. It is still available on the Amazon KDP platform. And this book was actually, I did a bonus. It's like a 2-in-1 because your girl just loves to, give bonuses. And it's called, this original one is called A Newbie's Guide, Practical Advice on How to Create a Life You Love. And so that was the original book that, this was the book that in 2018, I hired my first writing coach because I was so, kind of just, I had wrote an inspirational book. I had wrote children's books, but I had not written a nonfiction book, and I didn't know about chapters. I didn't know about formatting. I didn't know about the right genre. So this was really the year that I really started to learn more about, being an author as an entrepreneur, right? And I talked about yesterday some business tips and advice and things like that. But I wanted to just share with you guys a little bit of a story time. So this was my first book, but God had given me a vision that I wanted to do a series of books. So after Freedom Today, I wrote Faith for Today. And these were all like kind of a series. I wrote Self-Care for Today. And then I wrote Courage for Today. And so I have more books, but these kind of just go with the story time. And so the idea that God had, given me a vision to write was a series of faith-based books to inspire women and, to help them to have more of a deep relationship with Christ, but bring it back to the practical side. So these books are no longer, I took them down the Amazon platform because my goal was to redo the covers because I don't know if you guys could tell, even though I think I did a pretty good job, these I did myself with the help of my sister. So these are all these covers back in 2018, 2019. Your girl was out there DIYing it like I know a lot of you guys tried before I upgraded to now getting my cover. You know, this one was professionally designed, and then the book that I have coming out is being designed. And so but I'm still proud of this because, you know, God gave me the vision and the idea and the concept, and then your girl just, you know, I did my best, right? But I wanted to just share with you guys how I learned so much with this first book that I self-published, this first nonfiction chapter book that I self-published. And it was this book that truly gave me the confidence that I could be a career author. And when I say career author, it is someone who has multiple books that they make income from. And so for me, I remember when, because I did hire a coach, they taught me about a funnel. So if you're not familiar with what a funnel is, it's basically a way for people to buy your book. It's another way, an automatic system where people would get my freebie, and then I would, you know, upsell them and say, hey, but do you want to get the book? And that funnel, it was called a one-stop funnel. That funnel allowed me to start generating income. And then also she had, I think at the time it was a 6-week launch plan. Yeah, she taught me a 6-week launch plan. I implemented it. And when my book launched, you guys, I remember, and this was back in 2018 when I was still working in my management job at the time. I was sitting at my desk when my book like actually launched, right? Not the pre-selling, but when I was like, hey, it's out, available on Amazon. And I remember this book making over $300, sitting at my desk, like seeing these sales coming in and really getting so excited. I even remember my coworker was like, girl, what's wrong with you? Because I was just like, oh my God, my book is selling, because previously I had never had a launch, right? I had never knew about a funnel. I had never knew about having systems and an email list or pre-selling. So I was learning and you know, trying these strategies out, and I was surprised that it was working. I was excited, obviously, because I really felt God had purposed me to write this book, but also to be able to make that income, right? So I remember sitting there and I told myself, I remember in 2018, sitting at my desk and seeing those sales coming in, I said to myself, I can do this. I can do this. This is what I want to do. I want to be an author. I want to make an impact and an income with my books. And so this was like the first of like a little taste of you can do it, right? So I started making sales, right? At that time, it was like in the hundreds, and I was super excited to just learn more. And God had told me, well, at the time, this is what I thought. This was my thinking back in 2018. So I had made my first 4 figures, $1,000 with one book. And my thinking was, well, if I had more books and I made $1,000 on each book, I can make like, you know, 5 figures. I was thinking, you know, more books, more royalties, right? That was my thinking back then. So what did your girl do? In 2019, I set out to do a series of books. And I remember in 2019, and I mentioned this story, but I want to go a little bit deeper about how I was really was able to increase my income doing bundles. So this is how I started, you guys. This is how my bundle started, with books. I at the time didn't know anything about digital products, didn't know about trainings, or, you know, all the things that I know now in 2023. Your girl was just out here, you know, excited about these books. And so what did I do is, now I didn't know about Kindle, and I didn't know about how to create an ebook. So I had this book already. I had 2 books, Freedom Today, Faith Today, and I had Self-Care for Today. And what I did is I was working on Courage for Today, and I decided to pre-sell it, but I did a 3 for $30. And what I did is I said, hey, if you guys, you know, buy my 3 for $30, I did a challenge, right? And this was only through email at the time, a 30-day challenge on Courage. I said, hey, I'm gonna give you my new book that's coming out, because it wasn't out yet. I said, you're gonna get all these books, and these were all printed. And let me let you guys know, these are not that big. These books right here are like less than 100 pages. So wholesale, I only was paying like $2 to get these. So I said, I'm gonna ship these 3, and I'm gonna throw in my Freedom Today ebook. And so when they actually opted in to get my bundle, they instantly got the ebook form, right? And I'll teach you guys a strategy. This is a marketing strategy. It still works. And then they had to wait on the printed copies because, like I said, I was still currently writing Courage for Today. So I'm giving y'all a strategy right now, all right, if you didn't know. And that 3 for 30, guys, this is where I started with my first bundle. I was surprised at how not in just, months, or, a lot of times when you're new and you don't know what you're doing and you're struggling to make sales, you may get a sale a week, you may get no sales, right? It's very cyclical. Like being an author, it's like some days you may not make a book sale, and then one day you'll get 7 sales. And it's just like that. It's kind of, it's up and down, right? But this was the first time that I consistently made sales by doing that 30-day challenge and offering a bundle. So when I tell you guys, this is how I started, right? That's why I wanted to do this story time. I wanted to tell you guys, when I share, I want you guys to really see like where your girl, how much I've grown and how I've come from. But ultimately, it was my purpose that was driving me, because I really had a passion, like I still do, to be a published author. And now I'm in a position where, thank God, my income from my teaching ministry supports my lifestyle. And yes, I'm thankful that I get book royalties from Amazon, but really I'm working from a place of purpose. And that's the topic, freedom to walk in purpose, where now things are aligned and God is just allowing me to have this joy and this freedom to just write and just to self-publish. And yes, I want to make that impact and that income, but honestly, I would do this, you guys, because it gives me so much joy that is not attached. My purpose is not attached to money, but God has provided the provision so that I can walk it out confidently and know that this is a part of who I am, right? And so if you are an author and you know that God has purposed you to write a book in 2023, or you've already published your book and you're finding me, understand that that's why I always say, welcome to the Blessed Author community, because your girl is passionate about this work, about being an author and walking in purpose. And I just wanted to share that story time with you guys. This won't be a long live. Hi, thanks for joining. Because I actually am getting ready to go and head off to pick up my kids. They're at a birthday party. And so, but I just wanted to truly encourage you guys as we walk into this new month of July. I'm calling it Freedom July, a month of freedom. I hope that my sharing my story and kind of, where I started, and it gives you the freedom to walk in your purpose, whatever it is that God is calling you to do. And I'm just so grateful that I'm at a place where I can do both my passion and my purpose and be in alignment. And it's not in conflict with anything I do, as a Christian teacher, as an author, and now also being able to help faith-based entrepreneurs make impact and income with their books and digital products. Okay, so that's all I have for today. Are there any questions? I do see people on live on YouTube. Thank you so much for joining me today for day 25 of the 30-day life challenge. I have been doing a challenge all the way up until my newest book launch. Oh, and I didn't say this, and this is an important piece. Okay, so I originally thought, you guys, that I was just going to revamp my old book. That was the plan. But then as I was reading, this was earlier in February of this year, I was reading my book and I realized that the 2018 me, the person who wrote this book, even though I was grateful to get it out, that just, the me today, right? The 2023 person that's standing in front of you right now, I have different ideas, right? Sometimes you grow and you change and you evolve. And so I was like, I can't write this book. I can't rewrite it, because it was just, as I was working on it, I was like, this is a completely different book. And so that is how Freedom Today was born. 7 keys to activate more joy, walk in purpose, and have inner peace in your life. And truly, you guys, I write from a place of where I am. Like, I authentically can't talk about anything that I don't know, right? Freedom Today, creating the life you love, that's where I was. I was trying to create a life I love. I was trying to step into this author career and make that income. Even though my income with my books didn't allow me to, like, you know, real talk, quit my day job, right? I couldn't live. I live in Bay Area, California. If you don't know about Bay Area, California, I'll just put it like this. We got $1 million houses, okay, in Bay Area, California. So your girl wasn't making enough income with my books and royalties where I could quit my day job, but I was passionate about it. I was purposed to do it. And I had a dream and a wish and a prayer, right? And when I started to step out and do these other series of books, you know, these are just a few of my books. I've written over 20, but Self-Care for Today, my personal story on my struggle with self-care, right? And something that I went through medically and how God brought me out. Faith for Today, you know, and overcoming fear. Like I was talking about literally how I had to learn how to walk in faith and not self-sabotage myself and go for the dreams in my life. And then Courage for Today, girl, you know, we all need courage to live out this walk in this world. And so everything I write from comes from where I am. So my newest book that's coming out, Freedom Today, 7 Keys to Activate More Joy, walk in purpose, and have inner peace in your life. It is truly where I am. And I'm so thankful for the bliss. I'm thankful for the joy. I'm thankful that I can sit here and show up on this live today and say that your girl is walking in purpose. And my prayer for you when my book comes out, and actually I want to do something even better. And this is how we'll end today. If you're someone who wants, because I have a free guide. I have a free guide. I'll make sure if you're on Instagram, it is actually already linked on my link tree. If you are on YouTube, I'll make sure to drop it in the video description. Actually, I believe it's already in my video description, but I'll make sure it's at the top link. And it is a free guide that is going to not only give you the 7 keys, but it's going to help you to get started right now, activating more joy, walking in that purpose and that inner peace. And that is my prayer for each and every one of you guys this month of July, that you will have more of that so that you can experience that freedom that I believe God wants all of us to have as his children. Okay. And that's why he gave us freedom of choice. That's why he gave us our dreams and desires. And I just truly pray that you guys will have the freedom to walk in purpose, whatever it is for you. Okay. Go forth and do it. All right. So that's all I have for day 25. I will be back tomorrow for day 26 at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. You can join me. And I also think this week we are going to, I'm going to continue to do my Market Your Book Mondays. And then I'm going to keep Thankful Thursdays and Freedom Fridays. And so, but join me as we finish up this week, and make sure you grab that free guide, okay? And I'll make sure, like I said, it is in the link in my bio. And actually, everyone who grabs that free guide, I do want to say this, everyone who grabs the 7 keys to activate more joy is the free guide. So go ahead and grab that. When I launch or come out with my newest book, everyone on my email list will get a special bonus. And I'm only going to give it out to people on my email list. So do get that guide. And then also have a special welcome video in there as well. Okay, and come on over to the Blessed Author community. All right. Thank you guys so much for joining me. Once again, I am Tahira, a Christian teacher, author, and the owner of Tahira Gift Consulting, where I help you to make impact and income with books and digital products. All right, guys, I'll see you next time. Live well, love well, and be well. Thanks for joining.